Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zombie Bite Theater, where we are celebrating spooky season with a very mini movie marathon. And by that, I mean we're watching short films every weekday this month, and we hope that you are watching them along with us because we're about to spoil it. So, bad news for you. And if you are watching it, we want to know what you think. Do you like these movies? Do you agree with our recommendations? Did we miss the point? Whatever the case may be sure to leave those thoughts down below in the comments. All right, Ariel. It is Friday. We have reached the end of our first mini marathon weekend. You know, words are hard. It's the end of the week. What are we watching to cap off this week?
We're going to be watching The 10 Steps from 2004. You can find this one on YouTube. It was written and directed by Brendan Muldowney. He has directed 8 short films and 4 feature-length films, including this year's The Cellar, which was based on this horror short.
Mm-hmm. So wait, he directed The Cellar as well?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Awesome. All right, give us the synopsis, Sarah.
An Irish family moves into a house that is rumored to be haunted. Their daughter Katie is left home to babysit her little brother when the power goes out, and she is forced to descend the steps into the cellar, which terrifies her.
I mean, cellars are scary. Why are cellars so scary? They are, though.
Yeah.
What's that
Yeah.
about?
I mean,
it's different trained by horror movie?
Because they're their own microclimate, and they're usually unfurnished or unfinished. So they're like creepy crawlies get in there, and
yeah. All right, you sold me. Cellars are scary. Creepy crawlies. All you had to say. All right, Ariel, what did you think of The 10 Steps? And was this a first watch for you? I feel like you might have seen this before.
I have seen this one before. Yeah. So Matilda and I reviewed The Cellar, the full-length version of this for Bloody Good Horror a while back, earlier this year. And when I was doing that, I ended up watching the short because I wanted to see what it was based on. And let me tell you, the short is 10 times better than the full-length movie.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing things are about to look up on this review.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought this was, creepy. I think it's got a lot of great tension, the way it builds up while she's on the phone with her dad. And I just really like the ending. And I think, unfortunately, when he drew it out into a full-length thing, all this unnecessary stuff got added and it ruined all of that cool tension building that happens in it.
Okay, so I haven't seen The Cellar. They draw this out for the whole thing. It's not just a scene in it?
No, I just mean they have to pad it with a bunch of other plot in order for it to be a full-length movie, and it's not that successfully done. And then they add in what actually happens when she descends to the bottom of the cellar. And you see stuff, and some of it's sort of successful, some of it is really not. So
yeah, I would say, Ariel, would you agree with this, that this is the most successful scene in the full length movie also?
Yep.
What we're seeing here. So it's kind of like we're getting the best part.
Yeah. You really need the rest? Probably not.
What did you think of this one, Sarah?
I enjoyed it. I like the fact that when she calls the restaurant and the boss's wife is like, "Oh yeah, there's been rumors that place is haunted for years." Ha ha ha. And then the look on the dad's face when she's like 11, 12, and he's just like,
yeah. All right, how about you, Matilda? What did you think of The 10 Steps?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with Ariel that I think this is a tight version of The Cellar, which got a little rambly. I did miss the house in The Cellar. Boy, that was
a great house. That's fair.
And there were a couple kind of full core visuals in that I did miss in this one, but this one is solid. And I do feel like the performance of the girl is also nice and creepy, because you could really underplay that or overplay that counting, and she's really effective.
Yeah, I liked this a lot. I have not seen The Cellar. I didn't know what this was about. I didn't know where it was going, and so I thought it was quite effective. I think it starts with a nice, good jump scare. Like I said, when we on the first episode, is that what I'm learning is there's still a part of me that can be frightened by horror films. They just have to be under 5 minutes. And maybe that's why I want everything to be a short runtime.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm feeling very validated in my every movie is too long complaints. I think this is a really great exercise in suspense. I think the ending is very creepy and chilling and surprising. I love the way her voice changes when she goes from being, 1 through 10 to 11, 12. It becomes robotic, and how it carries out over the
Credits.
credits, and you can hear not just her voice changing, but whatever she's walking through starts to sound like she's slogging through something, but she's robotically moving forward. It's like a chilling performance and a good use of the credits. I also really liked the old phone with the jean case on it and the old phone. I was like, oh my God, that was a moment in time. But yeah, I thought this was a really, really well made, solid, perfectly crafted little scare of a short. And I agree. I mean, I haven't seen The Cellar, but I don't know that you need anything else. This was great. Although it does, to be honest, when you say you see what's in the basement, there's a part of me that's like, maybe I need to watch.
I think you might, of all of us, I think you might like it the most, actually, with
Right.
some of the elements that we see.
I can see that.
Because my taste is the worst.
No.
No.
Awesome. All right. Well, would you recommend? That's the question. Ariel, would you recommend the 10 Steps?
Yeah, it's solid, unnerving. Go for it.
How about you, Matilda?
Yes, I think it's a great illustration of how, having seen it next to The Cellar, I think it's a great illustration of how you don't need a big budget to make a really effective horror movie.
That's very true. How about you, Sarah?
Yeah, I think this is a great example of less is more.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a perfect short to show someone who, is maybe curious about horror, but is scared about too much gore or something like that.
Oh, good
This
point.
is a perfect
Yeah.
little bloodless psychological scare, but and a very effective one. So I would definitely recommend this one. All right, that is it for us for this week. Matilda, take us out.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening. We hope you are enjoying our little weekday reviews. This one of the 10 Steps. And if you are playing along, you need to watch this space and we will give you the next batch for next week. And go ahead and watch them. It's only going to take like an hour of your time to get through all of them, which is a perfectly delightful hour. And then you can come back in and see us and check in with us and see what we thought. All right. And if you like this and want to talk more about it with us, go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments.
Thanks to everybody for listening, and thank you to my co-hosts. Our theme music for this episode is Apprehensive at Best by BizBaz Studio.